opportunity and they tell their friends or they tell someone they know. And, we do some marketing and we do try to get the word out to trainers, but a lot of it's been word of mouth. The last 2 years, we've started hosting a lot of educational events at our facility, and that's been another great way to attract trainers. It's hugely increased our brand awareness in the area. Trainers now really know who we are and know where our facility is because they're coming to us for educational events. And then once they come to us, they get curious. Oh, this is a cool facility. I like this team. Oh, the energy's good here. Maybe I should look into working here. So that's helped us meet new trainers as well.
And do the chiropractors and so forth, they are also renting?
Correct.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So you really got a co-op going on there. Wow.
Yeah.
So you now offer business coaching and a mastermind group for other studio owners. And I firmly believe in mastermind groups. I run one for not-for-profits, and I've been a member of 4 different ones. Mm-hmm. And I do believe in coaches, of course. So tell us the value in someone who is up and coming that they would get out of your studio owner club program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have 2 programs. I actually am launching a 10-week Build Your Dream Studio coaching program in September. And it's going to I did this talk at IDEA East and West, and it went over well. People loved it and really had a ton of questions. And it made me realize how many trainers are out there that want to open a studio but don't know exactly the steps involved and don't know exactly who to turn to, don't know exactly what to expect. And so I've developed this 10-week program that really goes step by step, every single thing you need to do and be aware of to open a studio. So that's for people that are thinking about or in the process of opening a studio and they want to kind of increase their learning curve, minimize mistakes, be able to save money by knowing how to negotiate, by understanding the build-out process, all these things that most trainers just have never been.
And it also might discourage people. In other words, they might say, this is really not for me. I'm happy where I am. I didn't realize I had it so good.
Right. And if it discourages people, then I feel like that's a win too, right? Because how much money is that saving someone from,
right.
A lot of studios unfortunately fail. And so I want to discourage people that aren't cut out for it or maybe don't understand all that's involved. And then those that really do want to do it and have what it takes, I want to give them all the lessons I've learned to increase their likelihood of success and to help them get ahead faster and minimize any of the wasteful mistakes that might happen without having a coach. So that's my 10-week program that's starting in September. And then I also have an ongoing mastermind group that's for existing studio owners called the Studio Owners Club. And it's for studio owners that, when you're an owner, you're sort of in it alone. You might have a team and you might have staff, but they're not thinking about the same issues and strategies and problems that you are. So having like-minded people in similar businesses is so helpful to just share ideas, share problems, share solutions, and even just have that camaraderie and build relationships so you feel like you have support. You're not doing it alone.
So are you running that program? Is that something you started?
I'm running that program, and I've just got that started I have about 4 people in the program now, and I'm looking to build it just like 12 or 15. I want to keep it pretty small and intimate because I believe in relationships and really having that be a tight-knit group.
And how often do you meet?
We do monthly calls, and we communicate online regularly. And then we do 1 time a year annual retreat together, and potentially doing 2 as we grow, because I think the live connect time is so important. But some of the people in the group are on the East Coast, all over the country. So it's hard to get together in person
right.
often.
No, but I know that most mastermind groups meet once to twice a year, and they go someplace that they cannot be disturbed.
Exactly.
And, it's a hard thing, no communication. Although there are places you go now, and everybody's still on their phones, but we try to encourage that not
exactly.
to. So when you're looking back, why don't I ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a great question. So what I've been doing the last year or 2 at Evolution is I've been removing myself a little bit from operations. I'm still there. I still train clients. I still love being there and leading the team and kind of being a visionary, but I'm not in the day-to-day operations as much. And I'd like to continue in that direction, partly because I don't think that's where my strongest skill sets are. And I have some great people that are helping me that I'd like to empower to kind of take over that part of the business. But it also frees up my time to do more business coaching and do more speaking, which I'm really passionate about. And that's something I'm just the last 2 years have really started focusing on. So I want to continue to have Evolution running and doing great and growing, and then growing this sort of speaking and business coaching part of my career. So that's sort of where I see myself focusing more in these next 5 years.
That's fabulous. So do you think you'll ever open another studio? I mean, do you want to stick to the one, or do you want to, you could probably even franchise your ideas and so forth.
You know, I've had people ask me about that, and I'm really happy with the one. I feel like maximizing the one, which I don't feel like it's maximized yet, and I feel like sometimes you'll grow too soon. Better is better, not bigger is better sometimes. Also, I'm a very big believer in balance and having a healthy lifestyle. I enjoy having time off, and I enjoy traveling, and I enjoy my friends, I feel like if I opened more studios, it would be a lot more time involved. And so that's why I would rather just maximize with one studio I have a nice lifestyle balance, and then be able to coach other studio owners how to open studios themselves and not have to do it all myself.
Well, I mean, I think it's wonderful. Now, let's tell everybody where to reach you. Your website is?
I have two websites. I have ashleyselman.com.
And that's ASHLEY, and it's SELMAN.
Correct.
AshleySelman.com.
And that's where you'll find my information about my 10-week studio, Build Your Dream Studio program and my studio owner mastermind group. And then evolutiontrainers.com is the website for my studio for Evolution, and that has all the information there on, what we do, training, our team, the events that we do there, the educational events that we host.
Fantastic. So you have two ways to get a hold of her now, AshleySelman.com and EvolutionTrainers.com. So there's no excuse if you think she's someone that you'd like to get to know and maybe model how she's done things. You've got the ways to get in touch with her. So what have we not talked about, Ashley, that you think is important for our audience to know, especially women who are saying, I'm in business and I'm going through all of this, or I'm thinking of going into business, just as a woman in business? What advice do you have?
That's a good question. I think a woman in business is we have advantages because we are great it's a generalization, nothing against men, but we're great people. We have high emotional intelligence, which I think is such a huge part of being a successful business owner. Understanding your people goes back to what we were talking about with the team and taking care of your people, and how when you ran your business, you were successful, and then when a big company came in, they weren't. That emotional IQ and being able to have great relationships with your customers and your team is such a huge advantage as a business owner. I think a lot of women naturally have that skill set. So focus on the positives of being a woman business owner. I know it can sometimes get frustrating, and maybe you don't feel like there's as many opportunities, or there's the old boys club that might exist, or things like that. But look for ways to use your strengths as a woman, and then also mastermind groups or coaching groups or women's presence organizations that really build up women business owners. It's great to have that network and that support where you can get to know other women in business and share ideas. And I think that's really important as well.
It's true. And I think that's a key point that our listeners need to hear is that, you can get a lot of support from men. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But women bring humanness to business, I think. Mm-hmm. Women bring compassionate and caring. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you're a pushover, and it doesn't mean that anyone's going to walk all over you. But they understand, people have lives, and there are people who are going to be maybe sick and can't come in because of something, or a child gets sick and they can't come in. There has to be that understanding. We're not living in an isolated world anymore. So I think what you're saying is a very key area. And the fact that you have, the people who have stayed with you for so long, I think that's incredible, especially in an area like Silicon Valley, because there's a lot of potential there for everybody. So there's no reason that they can't say, well, I'm going to go off and do this on my own,
Yeah, that's one of the key metrics of my business, or not a metric, but that those people have been there 10 years is probably one of my most proud things of my business. It says a lot. Yeah.
I would say. So remember now, this is how you're going to find Ashley. You're either going to go to Ashley Selman, ASHLEYSELMAN.com, and that's where her programs are. or you can go to Evolution, that's EVOLUTION, trainers.com.
Correct.
And there you will find what her facility does and so forth. Well, I tell you something, Ashley, this has been enlightening and wonderful. I want to thank you for being here. You're just a ball of energy, and I thank you for doing the show, and we wish you continued best wishes. And try out for that Inc. 500.
Well, thank you, Gail. It's been great. Thanks for having me.